No, accountability in terms of a definition of accountability, willingness to take responsibility for your actions or for certain aspects of what you do daily. I think one of the reasons why we are not as accountable as we should be is because our education system, our religious systems, and our professional systems have trained us to direct our authority outwards. So we look to our elders or our teachers as the authority, and we look to our employers as our authority, we look to our leadership as our authority, and we basically give away our authority and at the same time give away our responsibility or willingness to take responsibility for ourselves. In religion, we don't take accountability. We say, well, it's the devil that made me do it, or Satan did this, or whatever. When it was a series of actions that you took that has resulted in the outcome that is now unfolding, or it is simply an accident, right? So accountability really is something that we all should go out of our way to start taking for ourselves. And when I think about accountability with respect to externalizing authority, I think about sovereignty. And sovereignty is having to do, again, with your personal authority. So when we take responsibility for our actions and for the outcomes of our actions, then we are going to take even greater care about the actions, every single one of our actions. To speak or not to speak, to stand back or to stand up for, to stand against or to stand for, to support or to not support a situation. All of those things are actions. And when we take accountability for ourselves, we bear all of them in mind. Just recently, we just finished Easter in Jamaica. And I have always taken accountability for my health and for my nutrition. But I succumbed to eating bun and cheese in larger quantities than I should have. But I take accountability for it. And I am making up for it by doing the necessary fast and being extra steadfast in terms of my nutrition for the next couple of days, weeks, months. This is what I'm talking about. You take an action, you realize that you didn't take the accountability or, that you needed to, you can still make up for it. In terms of interpersonal relationships, you can take accountability if you have done the wrong thing, said the wrong thing, and you can man up or woman up by taking the high road. If you need to apologize, you apologize. If you need to admit that you were wrong, admit that you were wrong. There's this whole thing right now where, people are saying, some people are gaslighting or they were gaslighted. Take accountability. Just be the bigger person. Admit you're wrong when you're wrong. Apologize to people, apologize to groups. In leadership, you make errors of judgment. Don't just pretend you didn't make an error. Be respectful to the people that you interact with and admit that you've made an error. And people will respect you more because they know that you're being objective, you're taking accountability for your behavior, you're taking accountability for the positions that you've held that turn out to be not quite the position that they need to be. Step back and say, hey, I was wrong. Now that I know what I know, I can admit that I was wrong. I don't have to be defensive, because part of being accountable means just being objective being reasonable, being fair, stepping up to the plate and saying, hey, I apologize, admitting that I was wrong, thanking people for showing you that, hey, this was the error, here is a solution, acknowledging the people around you that were able to point out the area in which you erred. Yeah? When everybody takes accountability and responsibility for the behaviors, for the actions, for their less than ideal opinions and, you know, pushing those opinions, then we have a situation where people are less defensive, people are more harmonious with each other, people trust each other. Because when people know that you're going to be, you know, like a dictator, or you're going to hold your position, or you're going to be stubborn about how you feel, then everybody gets tense. Then you have a situation that is volatile or toxic, and there's no need for that. When everybody takes accountability, then you just have a more harmonious situation overall for everyone. Accountability when it comes to your health and your wellness is something that I see lacking, especially with respect to lifestyle diseases. We all know what causes hypertension. We all know what causes diabetes. We all know what causes weight gain. We all know what causes, you know, other things like acne. We know the root causes. Yet, because we're not taking accountability for our health, then it starts to slide, and then we now rely again on an external input, like medication, to quell the imbalance that has been brought on by a lack of accountability with respect to our bodies, right? Time and time again, I see people, I meet people who say, oh, they're on this medication. Why are you on this medication? Because I have this. I'm like, well, there are a lot of things that you can eat or stop eating that will allow you to get better. But people just don't want to take accountability. They don't want to take responsibility. They continue to eat the way they've always eaten. They continue to indulge in activities that they know are going to have a specific outcome. Again, that is another aspect of taking accountability for your situation. Persons that are, you know, they say they're addicted to some substances, you know, and I know I'm going to get bashed for this, but the coffee drinkers out there, coffee drinkers, oh my goodness, you cannot tell a coffee drinker that they should not drink coffee. They're going to tell you, well, they have to. Well, guess what? We were born without coffee. And many people in this world do not have access to coffee, and they have to get up and they have to function, right? So it's really about accountability, yeah? Same thing with food. We know that eating too much processed food is going to affect us. We know that eating too much sweets is going to affect us. We know that eating too much starches are going to affect us. But we still eat it. I'm guilty, I know. But this is what we are called upon to do right now, in this time when the consciousness is raising. Our body needs to keep, you know, in the same realm as our consciousness. And so we need bodies that are healthy, that are strong, that are balanced, that are being nourished properly. So, you know, it's one of those things that I always tell people that they have to take accountability for their health and not leave it in the hands of the doctors or the pharmaceutical industries. Things like accidents and trauma, where, you know, you need to be dealt with at the hospital, then you leave yourself in the hands of the doctor to take care of you. But things that you can control, take accountability for, so that you're able to navigate.